Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, we're going to talk about all things insurance with one of the best in the business. Houston Harris is in the studio. His journey next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, with all the severe weather we've had lately in DFW, insurance is top of mind for many of the viewers of this show, and so I thought I'd invite one of the best in the business to talk about it, Houston Harris. He's with Swingle Collins and Associates. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks, Jeff. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the history of the company, because it was founded in 1982, and it's got a rich history. Talk a little bit about the company.
Yeah, the company was started by a gentleman named Frank Swingle, who's still in the office pretty much every day at 6 a.m. and one of my partners, and we've bought the company out over time. But really the focus of our company is to help growth-oriented entrepreneurially owned businesses, affluent families, and benefits. And where most agencies over the years have just built up a business model to sell, we've been really focused on literally being the best, putting our knowledge to work, hiring great people, and helping these individuals maximize their leverage their risk management, et cetera, to get a lower risk spend.
And no one can stay in business as long as you guys have without doing right by your customer. Talk about why a customer-centric company is so important.
Well, I think it's very important for a lot of reasons, but if you're dealing with a person's business, I mean, that's typically their number one asset. So I've always said and told our people to treat a business like it were your own. And these are big decisions that people have to make. And, you know, if you make a mistake in the pursuit of the right coverage and right strategies, people can lose their business, and it happens all the time.
Absolutely. We're going to pull up the website and point out that you guys have really grown quite a bit since the early 80s. How many associates do you have?
We have about 165 people in the office. We have a Dallas office. We have a Fort Worth office. We have about 50 producers that comprise of the benefits, the affluent family personal lines, and our commercial. So,
what's your favorite thing about working in insurance?
I love working in insurance. It's a very tough question to nail down to one, but the people. The industry has so many great people that serve others, and really I love the dynamic of each day. It's very different.
And I have to imagine you almost become a family friend or even a therapist when things go bad, as you know it does in North Texas with severe weather. You're there to hold their hand at a time when they're devastated.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you build these customer relationships over a period of time. I was looking at my book of business personally the other day, and I have, 25% of my client base are 20 years or longer. The only thing that really happens in our business is, well, if you don't take care of your customers, they leave.
Yeah.
But the other thing is entrepreneurially owned businesses sell. So most of my customers are long-term, over 10, 15, and then there's the 20-year relationships that they're extra special.
We've got some video from our library that we're going to put up of just a generic storm damage. And I want to talk about that. This is not from the recent storms here in DFW, but when a client calls you because, their property got wiped out, I mean, what is that like?
It's a tough moment because even as important as the insurance piece is, there are a lot of things that insurance doesn't cover. So that's when you really start going back to, have we put in the right pre-disaster stuff? Do they have a mitigation plan? For instance, that building right there, how quickly can they get all their employees to another spot? How quickly can they get the equipment in? Because they're losing a lot of money when these buildings are down. So that's where my first instinct is to see what kind of things have we done to mitigate this loss. And then you do become somewhat of a counselor, because you have to talk through with these customers and have the empathy to explain to them that this too shall pass.
What percentage of insurance customers in general are underinsured?
There's a very large percentage of customers that are underinsured. I saw a stat recently in America, North America, at least 75% of insurance customers are underinsured.
Right. I mean, is it common when a company is looking to cut costs, they say, well, maybe we shouldn't go for this policy? I mean, do you see that quite a bit?
See it a lot. I mean, that's really where we built our business, is trying to educate the consumers on what exactly they're buying, because I can tell you in insurance, it's very complex merchandise. A customer that pays less for their insurance is a lot of times going to get a lot of exclusions, higher deductibles, and they're going to be very disappointed at claim time. It's okay if they want to take on that risk themselves, but my number one goal is to make sure they realize what they're retaining and what they're passing on.
I saw a lot of great testimonials on your website, and many of them, the tone was, thank God I was working with Swingle Collins, because I was underinsured, I got it right, and then, the unimaginable happened. You probably have dozens of those stories.
Yeah, we see it all the time. I mean, in general, I think in any professional industry, there are a lot of people that are a little bit sloppy, and insurance agents, they get in the business for a long time. They tend to go play golf, and the insurance carriers are a for-profit business. So the combination of those two things, the insurance carriers are trying to make money. They're very good people, and they do put their stuff out there and black and white on the exclusions, but very few people take the time to read these policies. So a lot of this doesn't hold up in court when you sue the insurance carrier, because it was actually in writing, and at claim time, you start seeing bad things happen. And we take an approach like a doctor. We want to diagnose what's going on here and then fix those issues as we prescribe the treatment for the client.
Sure. I was on your Facebook page, and I saw a graphic from a D Magazine award that you recently received, Best Insurance Agents. I want to brag about your team. Tell me more about the quality of the people you guys are attracting.
Well, that's the thing I think we've probably done the best across the industry. We're not real large in terms of overall revenue, but being an independent agency, putting us in the top 80 of independents around the country, it's all about the talent and the people that we hire. We spend an awful long time, sometimes to the detriment, I think, of putting people through an interview process, but we really get to know our people, and we're really after A-type talent who can communicate well with people and who also have the ability to learn the coverage and how to be detailed and really be able to demonstrate a body of stewardship over a period of time.
That's wonderful. So if somebody's watching this and they're saying, I think I just found my new insurance agent, what's the process like? Do you have an exploratory meeting?
Yeah, I mean, really with all customers that come into the web, so to speak, or into the family, I don't want to help, or I can't help someone that doesn't need help. So we do just a quick initial meeting, and then if people are interested, the second steps, we go into a discovery meeting. And during that meeting, we peel back the onion, and then if they want to action plan, then we go to blueprint. At no point we're going to ask them to fire their current agent. We just want to go through the process, and if customers see value, then they come and work with us. But there's no hard sell or any of that. We just want to fix problems. If you don't have problems or issues or concerns, or, you know, service is a big part of what we do. And if those aren't important, then we part as friends.
Outstanding. We've only got a minute left, so final thoughts. What would you like to leave people with?
Oh, I just would love to get out there in the community more and help more and more people. What we do is very rewarding. When people have bad claims, they need to be protected. So I love what we do. I'm probably a raving fan of our company because I'm very involved in it every day. But we do great work, and we love working with affluent families and growth-oriented entrepreneurial-owned businesses.
Outstanding. You've been an amazing guest. We're going to end with the website, which is swinglecollins.com, the great Houston Harris. Thanks for coming on the show. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.